Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to episode 9. So, in this episode, we're going to continue working on our combat stats. We're going to go for the Ivan staff. I said in the end of the last episode that you need level 50 agility for it. Turns out you don't need it, but it is recommended. So we might try it without. It's probably just going to be a really long quest, but I think it's going to be worthwhile for the staff. The other thing we've got to do is we've got to do the prerequisites, which is Plague City and Biohazard, and I haven't done either of those quests yet, so we're going to get started on that, and we'll probably continue our dungeoneering grind on to try and get a little closer to our Bone Crusher as well. One thing I want to do, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode, is I heard of a necklace from dungeoneering that basically every time you bury a bone you get 50 prayer points back, and that works with the Bone Crusher. So I definitely want to go for that combo because that sounds insane for Slayer tasks. Like when you're killing a lot of mobs, you basically have like infinite prayer. So that's definitely what I'm going to be working towards while I'm kind of ticking off bits of combat and quests on the side. So anyway, it's been a long intro. Sorry about that. Hope you guys enjoy. There we have the Plague City quest complete. So this only took about 5-10 minutes, which is really good. The most important thing about this is it's unlocked the next quest, which is the Biohazard quest, and that's needed to continue on and to do the underground pass, which will give us the Ivan staff. So, onto Biohazard. There we have Biohazard complete. So 3 quest points, 1250 thieving XP, and we can now travel freely in between West and East Ardoon, which would be quite nice. And the combat training camp is unlocked, but I'm not really sure I'm going to use that anytime. Well, that was a bit of a pain, to be honest. Basically, you get like these ingredients, and if you teleport, they get destroyed. And I teleported and they got destroyed, so I had to come back and get some more. And then at the very end, basically you can put them in the bank and teleport. So I put them in the bank and teleported, but then I forgot to take them out of the bank. And it was just a whole big hassle. But we're done now. That's the main thing. And now we are able to start the underground pass and get our 6 staff. There we have the underground pass completed, so that was long. Although I don't think it's as bad. Everyone makes out as if it's terrible. It was pretty long, but it wasn't that bad. Like, it was just long. 5 quest points, 3k agi and attack. Best thing, Ivan's staff. Let's have a look. Like, look at that, up to 34 agi now. Well, that staff looks pretty sick. And it's a tier 50 weapon, so that'll do me for a while. I'm literally really close to 51 as well. Might have to go level that up. But yeah, I'm not pretty happy with how this went. And we got some decent rewards. After completing that quest, we are up to 102 quest points. We've passed the 100 quest point milestone, which is great. And also means we get another reward. So let's roll the dice and see what we get. $250k and a sleeping cap. What? Oh, that's amazing. Look at that. Fashionscape's finest. Oh, that's jokes. And it's worth 575k. Wow. These rewards are nuts. Had to kill 100 vampires. Didn't really get anything of worth. It wasn't great loot. Kind of some crappy seeds. A couple of runes and some congealed blood. I did get 2 medium clue scrolls, however, and an earth talisman. So the only one I need now for the basic runes is fire, and then I'm going to start working on the more advanced ones like chaos and nature. For my wicked hood, that is. That's the Ice Warrior task complete. So I got about 20,000 coins and then a bunch of other stuff, some mithril arrows, a load of charms, and 36 tiny blunt mithril shall. Let's try and say that 3 times quick. Oh my god, 36 tiny blunt mithril salvage. So that's not too bad. Anyways, I've noticed that I'm only getting half the Slayer points because I haven't done a quest called Smoking Kills. So I'm going to start working on the requirements of that. I have 4 out of the 5 quests complete to do it. I just need to do Ichlarin's Little Helper, so I'm going to work on that now. There we have Ichlarin's Little Helper done. So, oh my, that was a horrible quest. If I never see that pyramid again, I'll be a happy man. On the plus side, it gave me 2 thieving levels, 2 agility levels, and a woodcutting level. So up next, I get to do Smoking Kills, which is the whole reason we were doing this in the first place. I realised I actually wasn't 35 Slayer, which I need for the quest, so I started a new task which gave me some grot worms, and I've just killed a couple of them because I was only 500 XP off, and I've got 35 now, and we've all the levels for smoking kills. So I'm only 200 XP off another magic level, so I'm going to finish that off and then go and do the quest. And there we have smoking kills complete, so we can get the full amount of points for each Slayer task. That was pretty tough. It took me 3 attempts to kill the boss. I had to swap to ranged in the end and have a full inventory of food, because the first 2 times, well, I died once and then I managed to escape like 1 HP. My magic wasn't really cutting it. The range actually helped a lot even though it was lower levels, so if you're struggling I'd recommend swapping to that. Here we are, just finishing up our grotworm task. So this is actually giving us level 54 magic, so we're only 1 off high alchemy. And also we get wild magic at 55, which is a threshold ability, which would be great. It's going to give us a lot more DPS, and we got a constitution and slayer level. So we need 3 more constitution levels to get 50, and when we get 50 we're able to use Tuska's Wrath, which is amazing for slaying. So once I get 50 constitution, I'm going to work on unlocking that ability. But for now, we're just going to keep doing a bit more slayer and try to get 55 magic. Alright, we just finished the next task, which was Banshees. We done it in the Slayer Tower, so apparently you can get contracts like this. Oh nice, so I can get 25k or 1700 XP. I'm just going to go for the cash actually. 25k. We also got a Spirit Weed Seed, and when I check it, it's worth 121 grand. And we got 2 Ranar Seeds, so that's not bad. There was something else we got, it was alright. I think Toad Flax, yeah. So we got some quite good seeds, and we got a load of herbs from those. So for being low level, we actually made a decent bit of progress off those Banshees. There we have 55 magic, so we have finally reached the level to be able to high alch. So what this means is, unfortunately for me, I've got to go and sort my bank out because it is a complete mess, and I've kept being like, oh, put it off until I get high alch so I can sort out all the stuff and vendor it. But I have high alch now, so it's time to suck it up and clean it out. So just so you guys see, this is the state of my bank at the moment. It's just got loads of random items, so I'm going to look about setting up proper tabs and sorting it out, and high alch and all the old kind of crappy stuff. So this will take me a while, but hopefully it'll look a lot better afterwards. Right, so I managed to clear all this stuff out, so if we have a look here now, we've kind of got a couple of unsorted bits, but it's mostly sorted. We've got our armor and weapons tab, we've got our fishing and cooking tab, which has not got a huge amount in it at the moment. We've got our summoning and potions tab, so basically this is like consumables, so I'm going to have all my summoning pouches and potions in here. We've got slayer and mob drops, which is pretty empty at the moment because I cleared most of them out and alched them. And then we've got our herbs and our grimy herbs and seeds, all of our like clean herbs and materials for creating potions. This is all of our like useful accessories, our ammunition, crafting materials, fashionscape, and kind of base gathering materials. And on that note, we're looking at our cash pile, and we have officially surpassed 1 million coins. So we are a millionaire. You guys might have noticed my fishing and cooking levels are a bit higher than previously. So while I was sorting my bank out, just after, I had to be kind of semi-AFK for a while. So I fished a whole heap of tuna and lobsters. So I got like 300 lobbies ready to cook, and I've got about 60-70 cooked tuna, I think. Probably more actually, just to get me going for now. Once we get a bit higher cooking, I'll start cooking the lobsters, and we'll use those as our main source of food. And now if we look there, we have just reached the total level 1000 milestone, so that is amazing. I think that's probably the biggest milestone we've hit so far in the account in terms of everything we've done. 1000 total level is pretty good in my opinion for how long we've been playing, so onwards and upwards, and I'm going to grind up to 20 divination so I can start getting the energy needed for the divine porters. There we have level 20 divination. So there's something quite satisfying about divination. It's pretty relaxed, like you just kind of chill while you're doing it. It was fairly quick as well, to be honest. I'm up to 491 flicker energy now, which will do me for my divine herb patches for quite a while. I'm now able to go and get the next rank of wisps, which will let me make the Divine Porter 2 once I get up to level 28, so I'm going to start working on those. As I had enough energy to make the boon a bright energy, I thought I might as well do that now. So that should give us an extra 10% XP, which will be always useful. I just completed my first Guthix cache, I think, and I got a full level from it, nearly 2. I joined it pretty late from the looks of it, so I was only in there for like 2 minutes. I don't know if that's normal or not, but I only managed to get 15 points. So I'm not too, to be honest, I'm not too sure about what I was doing in that. I could turn into these kind of automatons and then knock other ones out and then try and throw some potions into a hole in the middle. I don't know. But anyway, I got a level, so I can't complain. That is a 28 divination. So now, once I hand all these in, I'm going to work out how many porters I can create out of this bright energy. We've got 1768 at the moment, so I'll do the calculations and then figure out how many sapphire necklaces we need to make. Turns out I could make 50 on the dot of the sign of the porter too, so that's what I done. It was pretty quick. I just had to make some gold bars. I already had the cut sapphires, so I still have 72 of them left, and I just made a load of sapphire necklaces, so it was pretty easy overall. Now I think I'm going to go and put them to use and kill some green dragons with range and try and level that up a little bit. Just before I started the task, I decided to make some prayer pots. So I actually had the ranar, and the secondary ingredient is snape grass, which you can get to the west of Remington. It's on like a little island jutting out into the sea, if anyone doesn't know, but that's brought me up to 42 herb lore, and I also killed a couple of the goblins there while I was waiting for the respawns, and I got to 43 range. The respawns are super quick though, like I didn't even have to hop worlds because they respawn in about 10 seconds. And there's 3 spawns, 2 right beside each other. So I literally sat on the 2 spawns and just kind of camped them, but I got it really quick. So now that I've got prayer pots and some porters, I'm feeling like I'm pretty prepared, you know? I've got lobsters, prayer pots, porters, we're flying it. I just done the daily herb patch, the like divine one, and I've gotten 17 farming, which means I can now unlock player owned farms, which is meant to be a really good experience for leveling it. So I'm going to head over there now before I do my dragons task, which I've just put off time after time, but I think it'll be worthwhile. This is amazing. So as part of this I've had to buy rabbits, and then you have to check what gender they are, I'm pretty sure. This is jokes. Alright, let's just see what we're doing here. Give us a sec. Oh dear. Okay, right, I've got to go build some stuff, so let's see actually, let's check these. It's a female, it's a child, it's a robust, and her name is Flossie. Hey Flossie. And we've got a fella called Snowy. Hey, similar to me. Male, a child just like me, and viral? What does that even mean? I've just added them into the pen, and I've realised you can like check them. So, Snowy often thinks about the inevitable heat death of the universe. So very philosophical. And Flossie wants to be a pie when she grows up. Oh dear. So easily entertained. I'm looking at the farmer's market now, and one of the things I can get is the herbicide and the seedicide. I didn't realise these are from player owned farms, so that's going to be really good. Herbicide probably not as much because we have the herb pouch, but seedicide would be great because you can upgrade it and it basically turns into like a herb pouch. The herbicide could be useful as well because it will, if we upgrade it, it will pick them up, but it also burns the kind of crappy ones we don't need anymore for a bit of experience. What I am going to buy is, I'm going to buy this bank chest straight away. I don't know if it's the best idea, but I think it'd just be super useful. Like if you look, all my stuff is going to be right here. It'll save me having to run down, so I think it's going to be worthwhile for sure. But yeah, I'm loving this play around farm. It's so much fun, so I'm going to work on this for a bit. I'm out here killing the green dragons. The side of the porters are awkward. You can't actually, I thought you configure them for what items you want, but it's just if it's on a list. Dragon bones actually don't work, but green dragon hides do, so it's not the worst. But we did just get our first dragonstone drop, so that's pretty sick. I just finished killing a bunch of dragons. The porters are good, they're just kind of awkward, I guess. Well, not awkward, it's just I didn't understand them at the start, and you have to be wearing them for them to work, and I don't think... Can I use it? No. I think you have to have it equipped when it drops for it to work. But they're pretty good. The prayer pots, however, are amazing. Like, I get 177 prayer points back, so literally one potion gives me over like double the amount of prayer I usually would have. I think I can actually mix them into 4. Yeah, so I should have mixed them into 4 and taken a bit less, but no, it actually worked out really well. It's making it a lot easier. I'm trying out what it's like with the shield and the weapon, and it's actually really good. Like, the shield stops me taking nearly as much dragon breath damage, so I might keep my prayer pots for something else and just use this, and maybe look at making a crossbow. Well, that was a big hit there. It's a bit slower to kill them, but it's like really safe. That is going to be the end of the episode, folks. So we have made some pretty massive improvements this episode. We have gone from level like mid-30s for cooking and fishing up to late 40s now, so I'm able to catch and cook lobsters and kind of do it quicker than the minimum requirements. We got Ivan's staff, which is great. That's definitely boosted our magic damage a lot. We have made our life a lot easier by unlocking prayer pots and porters. So now whenever we decide to do tasks such as like dragon slaying and stuff, it gets a lot easier. We can bank and sustain for a lot longer. And we unlocked player owned farms, got over 1,000 total level and over 1,000,000 coins. So definitely jam-packed episode. I have an announcement to make as well. If anyone here likes old school RuneScape, then you're in for a treat. I'm going to make a new series based on old school RuneScape, and I'm going to be doing an Ironman series. So it's basically going to be the same as this. It's going to be my adventures, talking nonsense, just kind of playing around, having fun in old school. The main reason I want to do this is I came back to this game because I used to play it when I was younger, which I've said multiple times, and it was really fun. And I'm kind of getting a bit of an itch, which I need to scratch, about playing some old school, hitting some 0 damage on chickens, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys like old school, or you just want to support the channel, please give it a watch. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, and take care. This doesn't mean, however, that the RuneScape 3 series is going away. I'm still going to be continuing that. I'm just going to alternate the videos with one RuneScape 3, one old school RuneScape, because I'm still really enjoying RuneScape 3, so don't worry.